How many fingers am I holding up?
2,
3, 2,
4,
1.
6.
How many fingers you got?
Fingers. I've got a story about fingers.
Wait a minute.
Where did you come
Where are you
from?
doing popping out of the curtains?
What?
There's no green room, so I thought I'd chill back there for a little bit.
Behind the curtain. Don't look behind the curtain. Oh my gosh, we have a special guest here today. We've got Noah Brown.
Hello, everyone.
And he's related to us.
Yep.
He's
Just
our
a little
son.
bit.
Yeah. And we've got Butch McCracken in the house. And he's general manager here. And you're over there
I'm
today.
over here today. He took my
Coffee
seat.
with Ken. He's CEO, and I'm Dr. April Brown, and I'm Executive Vice President of Coaching here. And so you have a
Coffee with Ken.
That's
yes.
right. So y'all know what we're what we're actually doing. Welcome to Coffee with Ken. Thanks for joining us. And so you have a story, huh? About fingers?
I do. We had a driving instructor, and he went by the nickname of Seven because he had 3 fingers on one hand and he had 4 fingers on another one. And he would just make humor of it. He would just have fun with it. I remember many stories, specifically through the driving course. We would be watching these like crazy, like absurd videos. Like they're super crude and like you wouldn't really, most people wouldn't want to watch them on a day-to-day basis. And he would just be laughing hysterically at them. But before he would like laugh, he would kind of give, a disclaimer about it. Like, I've seen these videos like 1,500 times. If you've seen them as much as I have, you start to laugh at them a little bit. So
He just found humor and stuff. So he's able to focus on, because most people that see that, and they think, wow, that's like a handicap or that's something negative. And he was able to really turn it into positive. I really like this instructor and his attitude and stuff.
yeah, it didn't really matter like whether it was the videos or even like his hands. He would make light of situations, and he was one of the best, driving instructors there because he was very patient. And like I said, he just made things fun. When you go to a driving school, it's your first time driving, you're a little tense, you're trying to learn the ropes of the road, and he just had a way of letting your guard down, making you feel comfortable and just putting you at ease. So.
Wow, that's awesome. We're talking about the law of focus, and what you focus on, you get more of.
Yes, you do.
Whatever it is that you focus on, whether it's positive or whether it's negative, you're going to get more of that.
Right.
So if you have a lot of negative in your life and you're going, and you're thinking that all these negative things are happening, and I always think of that like, if you don't pay attention to a lot of things until it's brought up to your attention, maybe a car that you never noticed before, some kind of different model of car, and you've never noticed it before on the road, and then all of a sudden it's pointed out to you, and then everywhere you go,
You see that.
you start seeing that car.
Yeah.
That now you see it everywhere. And it's kind of the same thing of whatever, like, whatever you focus on. He could have focused on the negative, and that's all he saw was that, how people were going to view him because of that, instead of turning it into a positive and humor that people enjoyed actually being around. And he took the kind of negativity away from it, turning it into a positive. So really, like, cool example and story. And I know that you talked about it quite often. Like, we would hear about these stories that were in driving school, and we're like, are you learning? Are you learning anything? Because they would have a lot of fun. They would come home and they would talk about the fun things that they did or talked about. But when we would, kind of see, what did you learn? They actually did learn a lot.
Yeah,
It
he
was
would.
enjoyable.
He had a he was just a really good storyteller. And it's like, Danny talked about facts tell, stories sell. And he was just a really good storyteller. With any instance or any video we watched, he would always have a story. And I just felt like it pulled the class in a lot more.
relate to it.
Some who have not heard, our founder, her name was Danny Johnson, and so
Mhm.
when she would do trainings before he came, how old were you when you first came to an event for Destiny Global?
I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Well, in 2018.
Mm-hmm. It was
So,
2018.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I always remember because they were born in 2000. So
Yeah,
That's
He
a
not
actually-
too hard to think about.
yeah, he actually has a twin brother. So, but yeah, so your first event, and what is some things that you have gained from that?
I would say, some of the things that I focused a lot on was I started a lawn mowing business around that time.
Your employee, so you're one of
One of my best employees over
Oh
here.
my
really
gosh.
he was paid with tea occasionally from Sonic.
Lemonade from QT.
Lemonade.
Oh.
Yeah. And I started out with, we had like one person at the time, and when I started going to the events, I learned a lot about, myself and who I am as a person. And then I really was trying to focus in on my landscaping business and how to make that grow because I really wanted it to succeed. And I just remember going to the events, and whenever she would talk about the business aspect of things, she would go down the list of like following up, writing handwritten cards, stuff like that. The big thing that I took away from that was just following up, because a lot of people don't do that. They'll do business with someone and then they won't follow up or reach out to them after that. And so my biggest focus was I wanted to retain the clients that I was bringing in. And so I just focused on the follow-up aspect and really plugged into like what that looks like. And we started bringing in some clients thanks to this lady over here with her great Facebook marketing. And
What was the name of it, and what was the tagline?
it was called Brown Landscaping. We make your grass green. So it was a great punchline, really, really great business.
From brown to green, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So like I said, we started out with one, and then we started getting some more people like showing interest. And I really just focused on having good customer service, smiling whenever I was interacting with them, making eye contact, just being presentable to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I would focus on, after we did the job, I would follow up, ask them how they liked it, if, just to reach out and let me know if there's anything else we can do in the future. And eventually I kind of was like, I had excuses, as one does when you first go to the events. You're like, handwritten cards, that, I don't know about that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to write handwritten cards. Like, what do you have to lose?
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent them out to several of the clients, and they would like text me like, oh my goodness, like nobody's ever sent me a handwritten card, whether it's landscaping or whatever business I've gone to. I've never had a handwritten card letting me, know how much they mean to me, And so
Mm-hmm.
after that, you had the word of mouth, and you had Facebook. And I went from one client to the end of the summer. I ended up having 7 clients, and it took off from there, almost to the point where I actually thought of just making that a career, making that,
Mhm.
taking the business off. And I had the skills to do it, and had the things attainable to be able to grow and learn more about how to grow my business. So
Except one thing. We moved to Kerrville to come here.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
and
even before thinking
Yes.
of going to college, or like maybe I could just make this a career thing. But yeah, took those skills, and I love how you talked about how you took some things. Like, you didn't go to these events, and a lot of times you can go and feel like a water hose is coming at you of
Yes.
all this information. But you took some things that you focused on, and you did and implemented those things, not all of it, just those things, and honed in on them, and really
Mhm.
took that to focus. Like, what can you do that you can really get good at? And so,
So
really-
true. So
really
true.
cool.
And you took those things and you did, and it was focus. And so your
Mhm.
focus led to more of what you wanted, which was more clients and a lot more work
Mhm.
for me.
More lemonade. Tea.
Yeah.
Well, we also
Oh, he would sneak in the inside lane, Dad. We got to get home. I missed a mini a tea. I went without pay.
Did you up your prices?
a little bit, but that we also, with the success of the business, we also started getting people on the outside being like, "Hey, I want to come work for you." You know, so that was another thing. Like people on like my football team and friends outside of it, kind of hearing about the success that I was having, were like, "Wow, like, how can I be a part of that?" You know, so
Sure.
it was really incredible to kind of see that grow, and it gave me the confidence to know, like, hey, I can accomplish, you know, what I put my mind to, you know, and if I listen to the trainings and put my skills to good use,
Sure.
the business can grow. And
Yeah.
so,
Absolutely.
No matter what age.
yeah,
No matter what age. That's so true.
No matter what age.
So where
that
did you
are.
learn all these skills at?
first steps to success.
Oh, guess what
Mhm.
we're having?
We're having another event coming up.
It's a way to start off the new year. Here we find
Yes.
ourselves going to be celebrating New Year here shortly. It is actually, it was just New Year.
Okay, so yeah, we are just had New Year, and so at the you have when you make these resolutions, like everybody does it, and time goes on, and you have it just in your brain. But it's just a dream. It's just a pipe dream.
That's it.
It's just a pipe dream to say something and say I have this New Year's resolution, but not to say this is how I'm gonna do it. This is the plan. This is what I'm gonna put my hands to work and take the action. Just like what Noah's sitting here saying, if he had just said I'm gonna build a business in 2018, and I'm 18 years old.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, I'm going to do it and I'm going to show everybody. But he has no plan, no skills that he's learning, what he's going to do to implement that and to put those goals into practice. Like, it's useless.
Yep.
So in January, you cannot just make some goals and set those goals, but know the skills of how to do that, of whatever that is, whatever
So true.
age that you're at,
So
that you
true.
can do that. Starting in January,
The
starting the year
26th
off
and
right.
28th, it's this month. It's the
Yeah,
26th
it's coming
and
up.
28th.
So get your tickets. The information is down below. We would
Yes.
love to see you there so that you can see the progress like this. This is seriously.
Yeah.
Like he's not just telling this. We were there. We know that this is true, and just
It is
applying a
true.
few of these skills and focusing on them. The law of focus, of focusing on what you can do.
Yes.
And so we would love to see you there. Also get your
Hotel. There's just a few.
in
yes, grab your
Orlando,
rooms.
Florida. And
Yes.
so in January, is it cold where you're at? Would you like to go somewhere warm
Yes.
with a rooftop pool?
Yes, indeed.
That's all I'm saying.
Count me in.
And get skills
Yeah.
and meet new people that are like-minded, that are also growing.
Yeah.
So we would love to have you there. Again, information is below. January 26th through the 28th, Orlando, Florida. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for our special guest here
Yes.
today.
Yes.
And we enjoyed having you, and we will see you next time on Coffee with Ken.
Thank you.
Bye.